After I had my IUD placed, I felt a little lightheaded and nauseous, and then a few hours later, I dealt with some cramps, which I helped with Tylenol.
After it was placed, I had very bad cramps, but I was also super hungry, so I ended up eating all the snacks they gave me.
For the week after, it was just like kind of smaller cramps, and then after a week, I didn't feel a thing.
After I got my IUD placed, I bled for probably a week, and then I had regular periods from then on out.
I definitely was feeling cramps during those first 7 days, but now a few months later, I don't even know it's there, and I'm really grateful because if I do get any bleeding, it's a very light flow.
After your IUD is put in, you can go right back to school or work. However, you can expect some bleeding and cramping. About 4 to 6 weeks after your IUD placement, you should have a follow-up with your clinician. Most people have daily or irregular bleeding for a few days or weeks after the IUD is put in. Bleeding or spotting can continue for 3 to 6 months, but usually gets better over time. Remember, this is totally normal. You may also feel some severe cramping for the first few days and possibly up to 6 weeks as your body is getting used to the IUD. Again, this is totally normal. If you have cramps or pain, you can take ibuprofen or naproxen as instructed by your clinician. Of course, with any medical procedure, there is a risk of infection. However, you are only at risk of infection during the first 3 weeks after the IUD is put in, and this is very rare. If you notice any of the following side effects, call your clinician. You have severe belly pain. You have heavy bleeding, which means soaking through a pad or a tampon every hour for more than 2 hours. You have excessive cramping not controlled by over-the-counter medications. You have a high fever. You have abnormal discharge, for example, resembling pus, or if your IUD comes out. A hormonal IUD can stay in place for a long time. However, you are in control. If you ever want to remove your IUD for any reason, a clinician can easily remove it. If you ever have any questions about IUDs, please contact your clinician and visit the Children's Minnesota Gynecology website for more information.
Living with an IUD is really easy for me. I don't notice it's there. It's basically just going day to day. It's there, but I don't ever realize it's there, and it's kind of perfect.
I can't feel it at all. I get my period regularly every month, and it's really light.
It's nice to know that you don't really have to dread and think about like those awful period cramps and how bad it's gonna be.
Honestly, it's like everyday life just goes on. Like I don't really notice it's there ever.
I would definitely recommend speaking to your medical professionals rather than seeking information on outside sources, maybe like social media. While I do think people have good intents, they don't understand the science behind it the way that your nurse practitioner or nursing team would understand.
I don't have to remember to take a pill every day, and so it's nice that I know I have a form of protection and that it works for me.